Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 67 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
And I'm Weston Pugh, and as you can tell, this is a new time slot for us.
Yes, it is.
I am very excited about this because we hope that we're going to be able to join you for lunch today.
Yep.
So Jeff was commenting that he's got a friend who has so many lunch boxes that he could actually have a lunch box, a different one with every show.
Probably every week.
Who was that?
Brent.
Brent, if you're watching, we know you are. Hook us up. So it's a new year, and it's time for us to talk a little bit about what is already starting to shake up with in real estate. And
Yeah, it's really gotten super busy already. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I think this is going to be one of the busiest spring seasons that you and I have ever seen.
I think that probably is true because we know that 2020 being an election year as well, that'll have an impact, and I think that more people will rush to the very beginning. You and I already actually have taken photographs of our listings back in two of them back in the fall, so that when we bring them on in the spring, it'll be a really good set of pictures.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they will. And there's, this weekend I went out with a new client to start looking for homes. We found several right away that I think, had they been out another 2 or 3 times, they probably would have written an offer because, they found things quickly that they really, really like.
And I love the fact that this is the person that you actually went out with on Saturday is the son of a client from 25 years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, wow,
Yeah.
you've done a great job of maintaining your contact with them.
I think it's one of the things that we really work hard at, is to stay in touch with people, because when you're buying or selling a home, it is such a personal decision, and it affects it's like even when I talked to him the first time, I said, Daniel, I want us to go out and look together one time because I want you to make sure that I'm the right guy for you, because this is such an important decision, and I know how important it is that, I want you to feel comfortable with it. And he did. I mean, at the end of the first day, they were like, and we're working with you. So
We love that.
Yeah, we do love that.
We love it. And also now is about the time when people have been notified about their homestead exemptions.
Well, now is the time that they need to file for their homestead exemptions. If you bought a home last year, or let's say that you are one of those people that own a couple of homes and you move from one to the other, then you need to file your homestead exemption. And it is really, really easy to do. Almost every Central Appraisal District website has a way to do it electronically. One of the things I will tell you right now is that the address on your Texas driver's license has to match the property address. And so if you just need to get an address update on your license, you can go online and do that. And it's a really easy process. If you have to go get your license renewed in order to get get the address changed, then from what I understand, that's a really challenging project because of the wait times. But I consistently hear that the service center in Waxahachie is really worth the extra 30 or 40 minute drive down there, 30 or 40 minute drive back.
Weatherford's the same way. So if you're going through that portion of the Metroplex, I know that their lines at the DMV is also relatively short. One of the other things that we also have already started booking guests for next year.
Yeah, we have.
I think we've booked about 10. This month we'll have Chris Kelly. He was on before. He's the CEO of the company.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah.
We've been really, he always has a really nice set of insights. You may have caught him. I think he was named as one of the CEOs in D Magazine recently. So we're really excited about having him on here. He's got a really good presence as well. So it makes interviewing him that much easier.
Yeah, and he's really. We have had a great company for 75 years. Chris joined a year and a half ago, but it is, he's really taken I feel like taking our company from being from being one of the top ones to going up another level of topness.
Yep.
So
And it's been exciting. So hopefully we'll have a few more guests. If you know someone that would like to be on the show, or you yourself have a really great topic that would work for buyers and
Yeah.
sellers, we'd love to hear from you.
we would love to.
So
Last thing is this is a really good time for people to review their insurance coverage. It is the, when your insurance policy renews, you're just going to get a copy of it in the mail. And it's just going to get probably paid by your mortgage company. And it is not always at the top of people's mind, but January 1 is a really good time to go review that. And, you can change insurance policies in the middle of a policy, and there's not a financial penalty in most cases, but just make sure that the coverage that you have is adequate for it. We're going into the spring season. We're going into the tornado season. It's an important thing to do right now.
And that, insurance is near and dear to my heart. So Ceci, if you can make a note that we can do a post on that, I think it would be really important. So let's go ahead and get started. This week we've got 3 great homes.
3 really great homes. Yeah.
2 of these homes aren't even on the market yet. So we're bringing them on. We're talking about them just a little bit early. And let's go ahead and get started with the first one.
Okay, first one is a really cool townhome. It's officially a condominium, but it's a townhome style condominium, and the address is 13340 Kit Lane, and that is in Dallas. This is in a little pocket of Dallas that is right off of 75 and 635. It is almost up into the Richardson area there, although it's still officially in Dallas city limits. The convenience factor in living in this location is through the roof. It is near every possible piece of shopping, food. There are some really great restaurants that are just to the north of there. Your access to 75, if you happen to work out north toward the Frisco area, is great. Your access to 635 and all of those express lanes is just fantastic.
And one of the things that if you're, whether a homeowner or an investor, and you're really into holding properties, Valley View Mall, this one is right around the corner from that. And Valley View Mall, that may be changing some, but they were forecasting that to be a really enormous draw for the city. And they were also talking for a while there that actually is more the center of the city or the center of the Metroplex, given how far everything has moved north.
Yes, yeah, there are subdivisions. There are subdivisions now that are closer to the Oklahoma state line than there are to downtown Dallas.
And we've been to them.
It's amazing.
We've been there.
So kind of back to the condo in Kit Lane. So this is a 30-unit complex. It is predominantly owner-occupied. The drive up to it is really nice. It's got great parking out front. There's a lot of additional parking there and on the street. And then you've also got a 2-car garage. Really nice walk up to the unit. The owners have done some really nice renovation to it. Like they put the beadboard ceiling in. The tile was already there when they bought it, but it's got big, wide open rooms. It's got some storage there, a wood-burning fireplace, built-ins, just really a great.
And one of the things that has just happened, and we can say this, is that this is new paint. So the actual owners have moved out. It has been painted floor to ceiling trim. One of the things also is that it has a tankless hot water heater. There are 2 washer and dryer connections, one upstairs and one downstairs. Interesting enough, we'll point out later, but there's also a half bath on the pool, container store closet system, plantation shutters. The pool heater has also been replaced. So this house is move-in ready, whether it's for, again, like we said, an investment piece, or if it's something that you want to be an end user, owner, occupant.
Yeah, and the open floor plan is really great. As you go upstairs, you can see this is one of the bedrooms upstairs. They are really great size, each with their own private bath, and then a big walk-in closet on both of them. This is the guest room. The walk-in closet on this one, I'm going to guess, is probably about 25 square feet. The second room upstairs is the master. This is the master bath, which has been it was redone probably in the 80s, but it is still very super functional. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the guest bath still, and that is the guest closet that you see in there. It's got all the container store stuff in it.
And one of the things here that we loved about this is that the fence is almost 8-foot privacy. They've done a great job of opening up the garage to the pool area. How many units do you know that actually are townhomes that have pools and that are an end unit? 2-car garage. So it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-half-bath, 2-car garage. It's 1518 square feet, priced at 175, which is 115.28 a square foot.
Yes, and it is, this is one of those really, I think, kind of, I'm going to say once in a lifetime opportunities to be able to get into a condominium slash townhome that you have your own pool. And that pool was just recently renovated with new plaster. That's all new deck out there. The new pool heater, powered by gas. It's just it is a true entertainer's home.
So this will go live in MLS, I believe, Saturday, and then we will have it open house on Sunday from 1 to 3.
Yep.
If you'd like to come out there and take a look at this in person, I'll be there and would love to see you.
Yep. Yeah, come and see it. It's well worth the trip out there.
So the next one we're going to head to, we're going to transition to the other side of town. And this gets us into Bluffview. And Bluffview, locals really know and seek this neighborhood out. It has gotten really hot in the last several years. But this is going to be, let's see, 8622 LeBron Avenue. And this one, as we were saying, the other one had great access to 635 and 75, and here we're going to come on into the city a little bit more, and we're going to have excellent access to Northwest Highway, Lemon. Great thing about this is the flight patterns are from Love Field, don't go directly, so you get the ease and the convenience of being able to get there within minutes, but don't have to put up with the racket.
Yeah, and this is in the what people call the Shorecrest area of Bluffview. Bluffview's a really kind of goes from the tollway all the way over to Lemon Avenue. The Shorecrest part of it is really, I think, a cool little part because it's very heavily treed. There's still some topography over there.
Exactly.
This property backs up to, is it a
Masonic Temple.
A Masonic Temple. And the people there say they are the absolute best neighbors. I can tell you, I back up to a church, and they are the best neighbors. I never hear from them except 9:45 on Sunday mornings when the bell rings, and by then I need to be up anyway. So
it's a great spot, as Jeff was saying, and the topography is really great. There's also a park. Some of the houses down on the tip may have a little more insurance that needs. This one does not. You also have the rowing facility there at Bachman Lake. So there's a variety of things that we see that a lot of people take advantage of. This is one of those homes that, again, is move-in ready, or you could do a little bit of your own tuning to it.
Yeah, this was a home that was built back in the 1950s, it was 57, and it's got that very traditional feel to the front. Got a great front yard. It's got some really mature landscaping there. The home itself seems to be a pretty solid home. Walk into it and it has these really just great original hardwood floors. There is a media cabinet that's built in there with all the wiring. These cabinets that flank the gas fireplace are really nice, and it's just got a good open feel to it.
One of the things that you get into some of these houses is that they don't have a lot of light, and this is one of the houses that has skylights, as you can see in the sunroom, floor-to-ceiling windows that were in the front room that Jeff was just talking about, and it just works out so well. This is an actual dining space that can be interpreted in a bunch of different ways, which makes it really easy to keep the flow going. They spent a predominant amount of money here in the kitchen, coming in with the higher-end stained-grade cabinets. There's also, it's a little bit harder to see, but they have a German brand refrigerator that is almost floor to ceiling. And again, as I was talking about earlier with the windows, you have 3 windows that flank the corner of this kitchen.
This is the sunroom on the back with the vaulted ceiling and the skylight and windows. Really on every wall of it. You've a doorway going in and out both sides where off on the left side you'd step out and go to the garage. On the right side you got to a really pretty deck area.
And you heard it here first, that red carpet is back in vogue.
Red carpet is.
This is the master, and it's at the back of the house. And one of the things they've done is they've combined 2 of the bedrooms to create, I believe, 2 closets, an additional bathroom, and that large bedroom that's at the back of the house.
Yeah, that is a really great sized bedroom. This is the deck that I was talking about that is just really a nice feature to have on it. And then as you kind of step further back into the backyard, you can see how this has been tiered intentionally. And it's just, there's lots of flexibility in how you want to be able to use this backyard.
Whether it's a pool that you bring in or not, it is a great house.
Yep, and this is 8622 LeBron Avenue, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2-car garage, a little over 1,700 square feet, priced at $565, and that is $330 a square foot, and it is a great value for a property in Bluffview.
And that is Jan Fulmar's listing, and she is also going to have that open Sunday from 2 to 4.
Yep.
So you can come by mine first, and you can swing over there to see hers. That is, again, one of the neighborhoods where getting in the fives is not something that happens very often. So if this is something that might meet your budget, but if you weren't thinking about that area, I would definitely take a look into it.
Yeah, we have shown people lots in this neighborhood. I mean, a lot.
It's great.
Scraped for over $500,000. So this is, the fact that you can move in and not have to do anything, even if you're just there to ride the value of the lot for for 10 years, it's a great opportunity.
Yep. All day long. Even if you were just thinking of holding it and wanted to build, you would have a lot for sure.
Yep.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to scooch into a more dense area uptown.
Yep.
And this is probably as close to West Village as you might want to get without
True.
actually being
Yep.
in West Village. All of the amenities are there and easy to get to. I always joke that in this area you can park your car on the weekend and then walk everywhere. Everywhere. Whether you're walking on one of the streets or picking up on the Katy Trail, from Knox to West Village, you are there within minutes.
Yep. And this is at 3940 Buena Vista, and it's unit number 302. This, again, is condominium complex, but it is a townhome style unit.
Yeah.
This was built in the 81,
Yep.
and it is, as Weston said, located probably as close as you want to be to West Village without having to deal with the traffic and the density and the noise and all of that. This is tucked away in just the real corner of Knox Park, and you literally walk out the front door of this unit across the street to one of the really cool entrances to Katy Trail. And, once you hit Katy Trail, you can be anywhere in the city very, very quickly. So restaurants all around there, everything you'd want to buy is there.
One of the things also that we noticed is in that neighborhood right there, I think it's on Oliver and Elizabeth, there is a neighborhood dog park. So you've got a really great area there. If you cross over, you can get to Cole Park where you can do the trail, bicycle,
There's a
basketball,
Yep.
and tennis.
There's a Camp Gladiator that works out
Oh,
there
that's right, that's
also,
right, that's right.
if you're into that. And I'm going to repeat something that I've said before, is that park is the site of the very first Texas State Fair.
You're kidding.
Nope.
That was as big as it was?
That is.
Ha!
Yeah.
When you go and you look at that, you're going to be awed that
Yeah.
that's how small that was. It's more of like a booth
Yeah.
set up.
Let's talk about the unit.
That's a great one.
This has been redone with so much love and so much care, and it shows in every surface that you see in this. Stucco exterior, so you've got that really great modern feeling. You have this walk up, and the outdoors landscape so well. The HOA takes such great care. And then this is what happens when you step inside.
So inside, what they've done with the renovations is they've gotten rid of all the carpet. So what we're left with are these really great wood floors. They've also taken and highlighted the ceiling height by using one color throughout. So this is agreeable gray, and this is one of the go-to colors. And then they've done a great job by going back with the trim coming in light, white, and bright, both in the cabinets, the doors, and it all just has this really cohesive feel to it.
Yeah, stainless steel appliances, quartz countertops have been replaced throughout this unit. You have a half bath downstairs, and did I mention stainless steel appliances?
You did.
It's got stainless steel appliances. There's the half bath, and it's a really nice little bath that's kind of tucked away in the corner there. I love the location of it and how it just fits in downstairs. You never have to have a guest go upstairs unless you want.
That's true, and that's really one of the things that a lot of times people get frustrated with when it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Upstairs, you've got a washer and dryer connection that actually sits between the 2 rooms. This is off the first room, and it has its own balcony. And again, the vaulted ceilings are echoed in this room with a large closet as well, so you're not really cramped as you can get in some of these smaller places.
And all of the windows and doors in this unit have been replaced with the really high efficiency double pane glass,
Low E squared.
low E windows, and it really affects the efficiency. In the master bath, you saw the double vanities there with the quartz countertop, and they have taken out the tub and done the stand-up shower, which I think makes so much sense in these units.
And what this one also has, it downstairs, you're going to get an outdoor patio area. So the way that it's set up is it's as easy to grill or to sit and to garden out there as it would be if you were in a single family home. The HOA has recently replaced the fences and stained them so they're at a privacy height almost 8 feet. And then there's also a walkway, owner's walkway on the other side that can take you from the front of the property or to the back.
Yeah, and so this is again a really great opportunity at 3940 Buena Vista Street, number 302, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, a little over 1,000 square feet, $215 a month on the HOA fees, and it's priced at $310,000, which is well below one of the what I think is a comparable sale in that complex that happened last year.
Yep. And then this one will also be held.
This will be open. I'll be there on Sunday from 1 to 3. So if you don't want to go see Jan and you don't want to go see Weston, but you want to see me, this is where you're going to find me.
It's a great place. Come by, take a look. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, I was really happy with the 3 properties we had this week. They were
Very good.
Yeah, they was good variety, good price point differential. We've got something for, if you're like a first-time home buyer, Kit Lane's a great one for you. If you're somebody that just really wants to live in uptown, the Buena Vista's good for you. If you want a single-family home, then the LeBron's great for you.
Yep. Awesome.
Yep.
Well,
So, and again, these are all going to be open on Sunday, and we'll be happy to see you then, and we'll be right back. There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram page where you can see the latest homes that we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com, where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you find of interest. If you're interested in how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of pieces of information about your home, and we will email you a price. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223.
well, we want to bring second segment and talk a little bit today about what we saw in 2019. And you and I, for the first time, are going to take a retrospective look of this and talk about 2019 and then how it kind of parlays into what we hope we will see in 2020. And it's funny because my sister is in HR and we've done interviews before, and I've called her and I've said, hey, what are some good questions or whatnot, or reviews that we've done? And it's the start, stop, continue. So we thought it'd be a funny way for us to look at 2019 with a start, stop, and continue. And to take it one step further, what we've done is I didn't share with him mine, and he didn't share his. So we're going to unveil them today, and we'll see how well we line up on what we think needs to start, stop, and continue. Do you have anything you want to add on that?
No, I'm really looking forward to this because it was funny when we first started talking about doing this. I don't know, it just didn't quite click with me until I actually wrote the words start, stop, continue down, and then it all just kind of came out. I mean, I had it done in like 5 minutes because it is very, it's like those are such definitive terms that.
And we always talk about how you and I we point in different directions, like our strengths. And so it'll be interesting to see what you think is a start, stop, and continue versus what I think is a start, stop, and continue. Because I think I tried to choose something that wasn't quite as Weston-y and see what you did.
Okay,
So,
go ahead. So let's go ahead and start with your first one.
so my start, this is interesting. I'm going to kind of back into this. When we are out with buyers and showing houses that have been flipped and are brought onto the market, one of the things that we've seen, and to me really is I get tired of, I want to tell people to start using other colors besides gray. And so there's a whole variety of colors out there, and I was kind of wanting to pull in Behr, Sherwin-Williams, and all of the big guys. They actually do colors of the year for interior, exterior, and accent walls. And so they were usually ones that have been tested, and they work. We've actually used them for Daryl and builds a house in their front door. But they've gone a little bit step further. I was able to locate that on Sherwin-Williams. There's an app you can actually download for Android or for Apple, and it's called Color Snap. And so Color Snap will actually allow you, it's no cost. You don't have to actually apply any paint to the wall, but it will actually allow you to take a picture of a room and select from any of their colors that they have. You can actually scan match a color. And then you can also take, and if you know a code for Sherwin-Williams, you can punch that in and it'll change everything. So my start is to start using all the other colors that are out there and stop all, and do that. So that's my start.
Okay.
What's yours?
My first stop, I've got 5 of them actually. My first one is for builders to begin figuring out how to address a more affordable housing project to build.
Interesting.
And it's it's the mark. When I say affordable housing, I'm talking about working class housing. Let's say a $200,000 to $250,000 price point, because that's really that's really kind of my expectation for starter homes anymore. You find something in that 2 to 250 range, and that's what people are. Certainly not everyone's able to buy, but that's where most buyers are. And there's got to be there has to be an answer somehow of a builder being able to build that price point of home. I think most builders we see now build, $500,000 on the very low end to, everything.
$3 billion specs.
Yeah, exactly. And they, and maybe there is more money in that, but, I don't know. There's got to be a solution on that, and I'd really like for there to be a start to that. So
That'd be a good one. Is that your start?
that's one of my starts. Yeah.
Very good. So my stop, and
I've got more starts.
Oh, we'll go on with your starts. That's
well,
all my starts.
That was your.
That's
that was your okay. So
I didn't know it was starts plural. I just did starts.
Oh, okay. So one of the other starts, and this is really kind of a continue, but it is. I want to see more of it, and it's that more sellers to do pre-sale inspections on homes.
Agreed.
It is one of those things that
Best $400 you'll spend.
it really is, and I think that it levels the playing field for everyone, because especially if the seller's lived in that home for 10 or 15 years, there are things that have gone on with that home that they may not know about. And I think it puts them in a better position to sell the home because they have less surprise in the middle of the transaction. That's got to be, there's less of a surprise bridge that's got to be made there.
It's like getting your test results back from the doctor early versus waiting till you've gone under contract in the option period, and then all of a sudden you've got a timetable with when you've got to figure out how much something costs, and you've got to make a response and put a dollar figure on it or commit to making the changes. Whereas if you get ahead of that curve, golly.
Yeah, and I think it will, solve a lot of disputes, and I think it will solve, buyers being out so much money in the process of. We had one buyer that they contracted on 5 different houses, and they terminated on the first 4 after the inspection because there was so much that was deferred, and not intentionally undisclosed, but just didn't know. And had the seller done one inspection up front and been able to give that to the buyer, yes, we would encourage the buyer to go do their own inspection too, but it at least kind of gets everybody a little bit closer together in terms of information, and I think that would be beneficial to everybody.
And if you think about it, in the spring market, when the competition is at its greatest, if you're one of the ones that can stand out and answer a buyer's questions, almost all of them, they'll be able to make an offer quicker.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. My last 2 stops, which we talk about all the time, is call your lender right away when you begin the home buying process. We go through this frequently where we talk about doing that, and we encourage people to do it, and something happens where all of a sudden they found a house they want to make an offer on and they hadn't made that phone call. So you got to kind of light a fire under the lender to get that going so they can just have a chance to make an offer. And then my last start is to start calling for consumers to call their insurance agent as soon as they have a property under contract. Because, it used to be that process was like that, and it's not any longer. It's a, the insurance companies want time to do their research on the home and to see if there have been any previous claims, and they're going to run a credit report on you, and they can't just, we're just going to fill a binder out and send it over to closing. It doesn't work that way anymore. So
I think we could do an entire episode on people not getting that done properly and on time, and how it affects negatively the rest of the transaction and your move in.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
Do your stops.
My stop is really simple. My stop is stop paying someone else's mortgage. This is one of those things where we talk so much about first-time home buyers, and there's first-time home buyers are probably really concerned with their 401k, but it's amazing to me that they're not concerned with building equity and generating write-offs. And there are time and time again, there are studies, and they come out every year that talks about that home ownership is the beginning of a wealth mechanism. And it is something that does many things. Rent will always go up. A fixed rate mortgage will not go up. Taxes might, but you usually can protest those and maintain those. The other thing too is that you will actually create yourself a line of credit. So say something happened in the future and you've been in the home for 7 to 8 years and it's appreciated, you have a built-in line of credit. Whereas if you're just paying someone else's mortgage, you have none of that at your disposal. And last but not least, if you're owning a home, over the long term, you are decreasing your DTI, your debt to income ratio, because if you think about it, every year, typically you make more money over last year. And if your your living expenses, your housing expenses stay the same, then as that widens and that gap grows, your DTI goes down. And as your DTI goes down,
Debt to income is what you're saying.
yes, debt to income. Typically what happens is your credit score does go up. So that does make things moving forward, whether you're buying a car or applying for something else, that much better. And last but not least, to beat this to a pulp, I could, but this is one of the fastest ways to also affect your credit score. So showing a history over and over again is one of the foundations that help so many other avenues. And just by paying your rent, it doesn't really make a positive, but it does make a ding when you're late.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
So that's my stop paying someone else's mortgage.
Well, I took a little bit different route on my stops.
Okay.
What's so funny is, so I feel like so on the starts, I took the more business part of it.
You did.
And you took the decorative part or the style part.
It was bugging me. It was bugging me. I needed to get off the chest.
So you took the stop, the business side of the stop, which was what my star was, and I took the style side of the stop. So,
all right,
I'm just going to zip through them. So, stop the barn doors.
I hate them.
Stop the shiplap. Stop the monochromatic renovations. Stop choosing upgrades that don't increase value. Stop underestimating classic trends. Stop gallery walls, and stop industrial kitchens.
Wow. You just bam, bam, bam on that one. That's good.
Of everything that I see out there, and I'm, this is all personal style design. Some people still love barn doors, and if it's what you like, that's great. But I've seen a lot of barn door. Chip and Joanna used them one time, and they're just like everywhere, and they're nice when they're used in the right place. But
I'd say do a pocket door before you do a barn door all day long.
I would agree with that.
Yep, those are really good, and it's so funny that you've picked up on those, because I think it's because we're in the market, and over and over and over again we see stuff that just doesn't quite land. And I think the biggest one that you said is, what was it about using design?
Choosing upgrades that don't increase value.
That's so true, because we see people all the time, and we hear buyers say it all the time. They walk in, they're like, that was on sale. So if it was on sale, don't think that the buyer doesn't know it, and don't think that it's a value add and that it's all of a sudden worth, 5 times more.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you want to do your continues? Do you want me?
You do your continue first.
Okay. I've got, and these really all are kind of tied together. What are the trends that I see that I really want to see continue is the trend toward the community-oriented developments. City Line is the perfect example of that. You have so much commercial that has gone on out there. It's where the State Farm headquarters are. It's where that big Raytheon facility is. And then you have the development like the City Line that's got a Whole Foods and all the restaurants. And, we just had lunch there the other day. And it was just that live, work, play formula is working really, really well. And I think that, having that kind of retail food, entertainment, walkability environment is really improving our community. I think it helps cut down on emissions.
Oh, yeah.
They're coupling many of these around mass transit stations. They're putting them near trails where you can have access to
Outdoor facility.
outdoor facilities, and so it's kind of the to me the big picture of incorporating sustainability into your entire community. We talk about builders that incorporate sustainability just into their unit by using bamboo instead of using wood, or and I think from a 30,000 foot level, this really does point towards sustainability and preserving the planet by doing those things that allow us to have less of a carbon footprint as humans.
I would agree with that. That's a really good one. Well, that's a nice 30,000 foot one. So my continue is continue saving for your down payment. And with that being said, know that 20% used to be what everyone had to have after the 2008 and 9 and 10. If you didn't have 20%, you were not pretty much, it was not as easy to buy a house any longer. And know that visiting with a lender as soon as you have decided that you might want to enter is a great thing. You would go to your doctor and ask them questions about your health. Ask your neighbor about what they think you qualify for, or asking a website that's actually not getting the full picture is not your best, and it's not giving you realistic expectations. So visit with a lender, continue saving, but know that there are a lot more programs out there. When I just recently bought a house, did not have 20% down, didn't want to pay PMI, and they were able to structure the loan so that it was a 10-10-80. And there's a lot of these things out there that are available. Lenders that Jeremy Radcliffe is a great asset for us. I think we've probably used and referred him a dozen times. That would be my continue and explore.
Yep, I would agree. Yeah, Jeremy is, and we talk about him all the time, and Jeremy does not pay to be on our show. He doesn't pay to advertise with us. We sincerely and genuinely like to work with him because he does a great job. And if we'll get his contact information put into the show notes today. So if you want to reach out to him, certainly do that. And I think we're going to have him on in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. We were going to try to have him on next week and Zoom him in, but he will be traveling, so that will not be possible. But we'll get something out there.
Yeah.
Well, that was a wrap. We hope you enjoyed lunch. I know we did.
Yeah.
I'm still hungry.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your time today. We've really enjoyed spending it with you.
And remember, we want to be your realtors for life.